Coming up, why is consumer demand for beef so vital? And how is demand different from consumption? We'll have some insights, plus an update on programs working to grow U.S. beef exports. The Drive-In 5 starts now. The Drive-In 5 is a roundup of stories showing some of the ways your checkoff dollars are working. Every day, cattle producers face many challenges, but one factor that can make or break producer profitability is consumer demand for beef. In the 1980s, consumer confidence was slipping, dietary trends were shifting, and beef demand plummeted, taking cattle prices down as well. In response, cattle producers voted to create the $1 per head beef checkoff, a program with one mission: building consumer demand for beef.
I think some of the misconceptions come around, where do the dollars go? And I try to be very transparent on where the dollars go to basically promote demand, to educate, and to promote research so that we make our product better.
I think when you think about it just holistically, the beef checkoff has one mission, and it's to drive beef demand. And we care very much about how we're working for producers and that we're making the most difference with their checkoff dollars.
It's pretty incredible what demand growth really means. It's really the key. I mean, if we don't have consumers voting with their pocketbook every day, we don't have an industry that's gaining market share.
One important note: consumer beef demand is not the same as total consumption. Kansas State University ag economist Dr. Glenn Tonser explains.
So there's both a price and a quantity component to demand, and that distinction is really important because you can grow consumption by just giving the farm away and reducing the price enough to increase the poundage over time. But that doesn't increase the size of the economic pie and doesn't necessarily improve, economic viability of ranchers. So we need to grow demand, not just grow consumption.
When demand is strong, everyone in the beef supply chain benefits. Dr. Tonser says that happened in 2024 when the U.S. beef supply was up, but so too were cattle market prices.
Now, we had a smaller herd, but we had much heavier sales weight, so the net was more beef being produced. And despite the fact there was more beef on the market, prices went up. That only happens with demand growth. So at least a 10% increase in the price you got in 2024 simply because of beef demand growth.
The Beef Checkoff co-funds the Meat Demand Monitor, surveying 3,000 consumers each month to gather data on what they're willing to pay for beef and what factors are influencing their decisions. Turning to global markets, Beef Checkoff dollars are working to grow U.S. beef exports, supporting programs carried out by the U.S. Meat Export Federation, known as USMEF.
The demand for U.S. beef has been resilient, and I see that continuing. If you look at where we're at today through the first quarter in 2025, you're looking at a value payback of $422 per head, and I think we're on track to stay at that level, if not increase it.
Our product is still being sold. It's demanded worldwide because of the quality of the product that our producers are presenting to the world market. So we are here working with USMEF staff to make sure that we are helping them through the checkoff dollars to keep those markets strong.
In foreign markets, Beef Checkoff dollars are matched with USDA funds to support USMEF programs that introduce more global consumers to U.S. beef.
So China consumers are not familiar with the high-quality grain-fed beef. So it's a new item for the China consumer. So it's very important to invest the checkoff dollars to train or educate the consumers as well as the store-level people to understand our product.
Education is fundamental, and we're using the checkoff for education and promotion and defending the market at this moment. And in order to defend it, we need to be very aggressive in the promotions.
We are able to sell that profitably because USMEF has those relationships in the global markets, and they know those consumers and what they demand, and we are able to capitalize on that, bringing that value back into the U.S. for our producers.
Turning to the domestic market, the Checkoff-funded Beef It's What's for Dinner campaign will sponsor the Little League World Series for the second year in a row. This national partnership puts beef front and center with families across America, reinforcing beef's role in healthy lifestyles. Last year's campaign was seen by consumers more than 2.1 million times between in-person promotions and TV coverage.
That wraps up this edition of the Drive-In 5. To get more insights on the ways your beef checkoff dollars are working, visit the website drivingdemandforbeef.com.